This is a trumpet lesson video, but it's also a full all brass coaching video. To answer the question, why have you still not been able to develop an amazing range, good power and strength, and probably the one thing that has distracted you from being able to really go after the range that you want. So we're going to talk about that. In fact, why can't you play high? What are you doing wrong? What are you doing right? Do you need a $10,000 horn? So what are you really doing wrong? And why can't you do this? I'm going to try to leave this tape rolling, baby. No cutting. Still rolling, still uncut. I don't know. Well, what about tonguing? Okay, you can't do that, right? So I'm talking to probably two camps of people. Let's take this section here. This is everybody from semi-pro to hobby players to advanced players, all the way down to high school and junior high and your beginners. And then over here, who's watching this video, you got your super duper advanced, almost pro players and your pro players right over here. But you're watching this video because you're still having problems with range and endurance, or one or the other. Usually it's kind of a combination of both. Why can't you? Well, there's a couple of reasons, but the reason that you are distracted is because you think it's all about air. All about air. It really isn't. I'm going to prove that today. So, well, first, you might be thinking maybe it's about a nice cheater mouthpiece. Cheater. What if I took out, I don't call this a cheater mouthpiece, but what if I took out that mouthpiece and put in the largest of all Bach mouthpieces, the Bach 1. Let's see if we can let's see if it'll focus in on that. Turn it slowly. Can you see the 1 right there? Notice, there it is. Notice that is not a 1C, a 1A, a 1B. Let's see if we can get it even a little bit more focused. I like to look at some details like this. Right there, 1. I'll just go ahead and turn it all the way around. You might be interested in seeing. This is you're looking at the largest Bach trumpet mouthpiece that they make. This is it. It doesn't get any larger than this. You won't find anybody with a larger Bach trumpet mouthpiece. So I think that you probably saw that it was a 1. Keep turning it. Yeah. The largest. So most of you are not playing on this. I mean, I had to look and look and look to get this one. It's not common. I think even your 4th trumpet player in the Chicago Symphony is not using the Bach 1. So, okay, so let's set aside, if you think I'm playing on a cheater mouthpiece, hold on a second, I just smashed up the video there. If you think I'm playing like on a cheater mouthpiece, I don't really call that a cheater mouthpiece. In fact, years ago I did a video about that. But let's take this one. This is all uncut. Let's see, where is that 1? I'm going to try to get it right in there and show you it goes right in my mouthpiece. Where's the 1? There it is. Here it comes. It's going to come right around there. I'm going to show you that goes right. See that? It goes right into my horn. Hopefully you can see. We're not going to do any trick photography here. Hopefully you can see that. I'm not really seeing it too much in the there it is. Better. There's just some reflection on there that's keeping it from really being the best. But there it is. That's the one. Hopefully you can see that. That is the one. There you go. Notice there's no C or anything like that after it. Now, let me take this. This is all going to be uncut. You saw that, right? No trick photography. Going in there. We're not making any cuts. We're not making any cuts. This is a 10 times larger than your 7C. A million times larger than your 3C. And a hell of a lot deeper than your 1.5C. You saw all uncut. Now, I'm not claiming that I'm going to be perfect on this, but you see it's all uncut. A little flat, but still, that's a high C. E, let me leave my hand out of the way. Yeah, let's just go for the double C. Okay, uncut, 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 uncut. No trick photography here. Here's that mouthpiece. Not even taking it out of my horn. Get it up there. Now let's see, rotate it again. I do have a lot of skeptics and doubters for some reason. There it is, you see? That is the Bach 1. No, we know it's not the mouthpiece. The mouthpiece is probably the most important thing though, because the mouthpiece does give you a certain sound, a certain level of comfort. It can make or break you on a gig depending on what you're playing. It can definitely add a little bit more oomph and power. Yes, sometimes it can give you a little bit more range. So there is something to do with the mouthpiece, but it is not a miracle pill. If you have a horrible range and you can only play an F at the top of the staff or a G, and you're thinking that you can get on a custom mouthpiece or some cheater mouthpiece and you're magically going to play like I just did, no. Okay, so we covered this. Not the mouthpiece that you need to really focus on so much, although it is important. What's the other? Now here's the one thing that is distracting you. Now I really want to speak to people that are about ready to get started with marching band. It's August 1st today. August 1st, 2019. What day is it today? It's a Thursday. Thursday, August 1st, 2019. And I would like to speak to people that are getting ready to start marching band, whether you're in high school or college. Maybe people that are in junior high or middle school that are getting ready to get started here. You're not going to be in marching band, but still, you know, you don't want to sit last trumpet. But you've been trying and trying and trying, and maybe you've even seen some of my videos and other people's videos, and you're still kind of sucking balls when it comes to range. And you likely have maybe taken some lessons, and your lesson teacher has told you over and over again, air, breathe, breathe big, breathe, and that range will take care of itself. Okay, watch carefully. You notice that I still have the world's largest Bach trumpet mouthpiece still in there. Can you see it? We do got a lot of skeptical people. So let's see, there it is. Let's see if we can roll it back to see the one. Yeah, where is it? Maybe I passed it up. I got a reflection on here, folks, and that's why I'm going slow. There it is. You're still looking at the largest mouthpiece. Now, watch, I'm going to try to show you that you're being distracted by the air. Okay, here I'm taking this is all going to be uncut, so you know that I'm preaching truth here. I'm going to take in a big breath. That's a big breath for me. So I'm going to take in a big breath, but I'm going to let about half of my air out. Watch, this is all uncut. Big breath. Let's let half of it out. I actually played a C, D, E with actually less air than I wanted. I only wanted to let out half a tank of air, but it turned out that I let out more than half a tank of air. Now wait a minute. Let's do a repeat of that. Okay, we got the world's largest Bach trumpet mouthpiece in, oh, by the way, this large mouthpiece is in a 468 large bore, extra large bore trumpet. So if you put this in your Bach .459 Stradivarius, you're still not comparing apples to apples. This is a super duper large bore trumpet and the largest Bach trumpet mouthpiece of all. I'm trying to make a point for you people that just don't seem to get it. There's the one. This is all uncut. I'm going to make it all uncut for truth. So, you might even hear me chip a note. Something might be out of tune. This isn't my main mouthpiece. Anyway, it's not going to be perfect, but I'm trying to make it all uncut. So let's do this again. Here's me taking a full breath. Now, for you people that are taking lessons, and unfortunately, a lot of you junior high and high school kids are taking lessons from a local instructor, and that local instructor might be a high school senior or could be a trumpet major. And it's okay to take from them, to learn a little bit about maybe some technique. They'll give you some ideas on practicing scales, etudes. They can maybe help you out with some of your marching band music, maybe even some of your concert or whatnot. They can help you out a little bit. But when it comes to this kind of stuff, they're not likely to help you out for two reasons. Number one, they can't do what I just demonstrated at the beginning of this video. That's a fact. Number two, let's just pretend that maybe they could. If they could do it, how many years of teaching experience have they had teaching others to do what they can do? If they're a trumpet major at a college, they've had about this much. You see that? 0. So you're kind of striking out. If you're taking from a local trumpet person, gal or guy, at the local music store, or maybe they pop by your high school or whatever, you're just not going to be getting the best from them when it comes to these more specific techniques like range and endurance and playing with less mouthpiece pressure. It's just not going to happen. You can get, I don't want to be totally negative on everybody. Like I already mentioned, you're going to get some positive stuff from them. Maybe they can show you a great warm-up. Maybe they can show you some breathing exercises, some tone studies, some tonguing and articulation studies, some phrasing, help you out with auditions. They can help you out with certain things like that. But when it comes to a big one like this, the most difficult of all techniques on a brass instrument, which is range, there's nothing else more difficult than that. Nothing. 0. Nada. Not even a close competition between all the other techniques that's required on this instrument or any brass instrument. So you got to go to somebody who knows what they're talking about and somebody who's speaking truth. So in this video, you're getting the truth. Okay, we talked about mouthpieces, trumpet mouthpieces. And by the way, this, like I mentioned maybe at the beginning, this video really applies to all brass players. Although I'm geared it towards trumpet, really, if you're playing trombone or euphonium, French horn or whatever, or even tuba, and you're struggling with the chops and everything, or using too much pressure, this video is just for you. It really does cover all brass instruments, and I'm trying to keep it real, truth, and no cutting. In fact, I'm not going to even add my opener or closer, my tags, my little trumpet sizzle thing at the end. I'm not going to add that. I might add some text on the video, but you're not going to see it cut. I'm just going to let it roll. This is the truth. So let's do that one more time. This is all uncut. You still see that the largest Bach trumpet mouthpiece is there. See, there it is. There's the one. You see it? We're not using any trick photography or any stuff like that. Actually, sometimes when I edit my videos, it's not about trick photography. It's just about making things succinct, efficient, short, and just maybe a better viewing experience for you guys. So it's not always about trick photography. But anyway, in this particular case, no cutting. It's going to be all, I'm going to let this all roll. I'm not going to cut anything out of it. You won't see any like jerky motions where all of a sudden it goes to another frame. This has all been uncut and unscripted, and I'm just ad-libbing here. No teleprompter. So we got this big mouthpiece. Let's do it again. Let's go extreme. What if I let out almost all my air? Now, you know I'm not going to sound good. I might mess up a little bit, but it's to prove a point, especially for your high school kids that are really struggling just getting some notes about the staff. So I'm trying to refute the mainstream consensus that it's all about air. And it really isn't. It really isn't all about air. So we're going to find out what is it really all about. Just stay tuned. We're going to find out what is this all about. But here we go. I'm going to take a big breath and let it out once. Okay, that's about, I'm on empty right about there. Let me do that. And then you listen carefully. You're not going to hear me inhale when I get ready to play. So listen carefully. Here we go. You know, I didn't have much gas in the tank or air supply at all to get that double G out. And it came out a little bit wimpy. And I'm playing on huge equipment. The largest Bach trumpet mouthpiece on the planet and a huge 468 bore, extra large bore trumpet. And so you got to go back and rewind this and listen. Put on your headset, listen carefully. You won't hear me inhale at all when I went to play those notes. I froze it. I probably had 5% or even 10% of air just crammed down somewhere in my lungs, and I squeezed it out. There, now the light bulb should click on. You might be thinking, how in the hell can Kurt do that? I mean, how can he just play a double G like that? And he was using horrible form and technique for air. So how could he do that? And the reason I could do that, and here's the answer for you, so you don't keep making the same mistake over and over again. Chops. Muscles. Around here. In your tongue. Arched tongue. Strong lips. Strong chops. Muscles. I just showed you a horrible approach with air. Almost no air. Want to see one more time? I know you do. Okay, here we go. Have your headphones on. Turn all the way up the volume. Turn it all the way up. And listen to see if I'm cheating and taking any air when I go to play. And you will hear nothing. Here we go again. I'm going to let out almost all my air. Whew. That woke me up. Okay, there I hit a double G again on a huge, large equipment. Huge, large equipment. How did I do that? How did I do that? The answer I already told you, but I'll say it again. Chops. Chops. This has to be developed. This has to be made stronger. The lips have to be responsive, almost ticklish. Barely stand to touch my lips. They're so sensitive and so ticklish. And that is a result of a lot of practice playing soft and getting my lips to respond with a bunch of other things that I work on, that are in my courses. So, I hope this kind of made sense to you. You've been practicing. You've been taking lessons. You know what, maybe you've even been watching a lot of my videos, and I got to tell you, I offer a lot of the free trumpet lessons, brass coaching here on YouTube. I throw in a lot of freebies, a lot of free tips, exercises, and advice. And you could probably see that from some other people too here on YouTube. Here's the problem. I'm doing that to build goodwill. I'm doing that to show you that the stuff that I have, the veracity of what I'm teaching and these techniques work. But the real secret, the secret sauce, is the process. You may have heard me mention this in other videos. So you can go back and watch a number of my videos where I'm introducing things like the new sizzle room, for example. The sizzle room. The sizzle pipe. What's some other stuff? Some stuff I do with some isometrics. Some lip trill stuff. some techniques about rolling in and rolling out, tongue arch, all these different things, some different lip slurs to work on. So you'll see these different freebie techniques that I've given you, and I'm doing that to build goodwill, but also to develop a veracity of truth about the techniques that I use for myself and I teach others, that they work. You know, that I'm speaking truth here. I'm teaching truth. I'm speaking truth that's based on my development and my students' progress and improvement that has happened through my teaching and my courses. And so that's meant to give you some good ideas and some sense that there's some possibilities for yourself. The problem is, if you've done this with my videos and other videos, and you've pulled out, you cherry picked a technique there, and oh, there's one right there. There's a good one. Or here's another breathing technique. You keep doing that. Those isolated techniques like that might make you 1% better here and a percent better there, but now you've arrived here at the beginning of yet another school year. Or for you old timers or just regular aged adults, now you've arrived at the beginning of a new playing season in your community. Usually that starts right after Labor Day. Big bands, swing bands, jazz bands, orchestras, concert bands, choirs, all this stuff tend to start up in the community right after Labor Day. So even for you folks who are not students or still in school, it's the same thing. Now you arrived at another point where you're going to be starting, and you're just kind of grinding your teeth, and you're kind of going like, what the hell is wrong with me? I mean, I've watched all these damn YouTube videos. I've watched Kurt a million times. I've watched Joe Blow on another video a million times. And I've watched this guy. He's got some good techniques. And I've watched these videos and I try the techniques. Still, I'm sucking balls when it comes to chops and playing. So that leads me to kind of the conclusion of this video. The conclusion is you have to go through the process. Unless you are one of the lucky individuals, and I'm not speaking to you because you're not going to be watching this video, a lucky individual like a Maurice Andre, like a Maynard Ferguson, like a Bud Brisbois. I hate to even say this, but Wayne Bergeron. He's a lucky individual because from what little I know about him, he didn't practice hard like I did and others to gain the range. I heard that when he first played a brass instrument, he hit a double C. Folks, that's called being gifted and lucky. He didn't have to work hard to get the range that he has. Go back and do some research. I have heard this from several sources that when he first started playing, he was playing 2 octaves too high or something like that. He's one of the few, the minority, that just was lucky and lucked into being able to play high. He didn't have to work. He didn't have to think about all the stuff that me and most of the regular brass playing community had to think about. And so people like that, which are very few and far between, are not watching this video right now. It's the people, you're watching this video because you weren't born like Maynard Ferguson or Bud Brisbois or these people. So you're going to have to work on developing, and just watching some of my videos and cherry picking tips for me, and then someone else, that's why you're still here. That's why it's August 1st. You got a month and you're going, crap, I still can't play this note, or I'm still having trouble with this, or my chops just give out. And then your teacher that you're taking from says, you know what, Frank, or Sam, or Glenn, or Mary, or Lori, I can see that you're not breathing from your diaphragm. You know, it's diaphragmatic breathing. It's tone studies and it's airflow. You're just not letting the air out properly, and you're using too much tension up here, and you're using too much pressure. And so Glenn and Mary and Lori, it's just, you got to develop this relaxed style of playing, and you got to let the air do the work. That's fucking bullshit. Is that helping you? No, not helping you. It's bullshit. Let me underline that. Bullshit. Bullshit. Okay? Do you understand that what I just said? Bull is a cow, a male cow with horns, and when they get done eating enough grass, they poop out shit. So when you hear someone, you know what, Lori? Well, if you would just take in more air, diaphragmatic breathing, you're tensing up your shoulders and you're not breathing from down there and you're so tense, you need to relax. Relax when you play. And we're gonna give you some more tone studies. We want you to work on airflow. Just let the air flow out. You're not breathing, you're tensing up and bullshit. Bullshit. It's the process that you have not undertake, either on purpose because you didn't want to invest the time or the money or both. Some wealthy people got the money, but they just don't have the time. Some people got a lot of time on their hands, but they don't got the money. You're going to have those two things. At least with me, this is my job. So if you want to go through the process, you can go through that process with me. The best way is me and you every week. There's no substitute. However, I do have some other plans that are almost as good, like the video courses that don't really include me. For most people, those are quite affordable. And I go all the way down to that little weekly thing that I got going now, which a lot of people are taking advantage. A lot of people did this summer. I'm hoping to see some good results. And that's where you can get involved with my course really without me. Actually, I come on that one, I come on with a few review lessons. But for 20 bucks a week and no commitment, I mean, you can get started that way. But let's just face it, if you're not willing to invest the time, the money, to go through the process with me, and there's probably a couple other people that teach a similar process out there, but not many. But if you can find someone who can teach you the process and then lead you through that process, then is when you're going to be able to look in the mirror, or you're going to go to your rehearsal and you're going to have fun playing this horn. Now, I'm not speaking to the people that enjoy playing third trumpet or a third bone. If you don't mind playing whole notes and Mary Had a Little Lamb and playing harmony and playing down at the bottom of the staff for the rest of your life, if you're okay with that because you just want to socialize and hobnob and back pat and elbow rub with people, and that your thing is about a social thing, it's not really about having that much fun on your horn, you're using this just to socialize, then this is the process is not for you, because you won't care one way or the other whether you can play first or solos or play a little higher. It won't matter to you. You're using this just to socialize, and there's probably not a lot wrong with that. But for someone who wants to get better, you're going to have to go through the process. And I hope I illuminated quite a lot in this video. I mean, this video is gold. Go back and rewatch it. This has been uncut the whole time. You saw me play magnificently at the beginning on my preferred equipment, taking lots of air. You saw me tongue in the upper register. And then you saw me put in the largest Bach trumpet mouthpiece of all time, the Bach 1. It is a bathtub. It is super wide. I could take off my shirt right now and start running some water in there and jump in and go swimming. That's how big this mouthpiece is. And then when you factor, it's going into a 468 bore trumpet. Huge, huge equipment. You saw me get up there decently high. Then you saw me get rid of all my air. This has all been uncut. You can go back and listen with headphones and turn up the volume to notice you don't hear me breathing at all. And I didn't sneak in any air. You heard all this, yet I was still able to get some decent upper register on huge, large equipment. That should have dispelled this myth that it's, you know what, Dan? If you would just breathe correctly, you're just not breathing correctly, Dan. Now let me put your feet up. Shoulder width apart. There you go. And I want to see your belly go out, Dan. There we go. I want to see you breathe correctly. It's all about airflow. You're pinching off your throat, Dan. Dan, you see, get up there like that. Don't pinch off your throat, Susie. Don't pinch off your throat. You're pinching off the air here. Like you got an egg in there. Big. Now breathe, diaphragmatic. What did I call that? It starts with a B and ends with a T. Bullshit. Bullshit. And I gave you a good description and definition of what bullshit is. It's that instructor that you probably have been taking from that is regurgitating and impregnating the conversation in your lesson with, "You're pitching off your throat, Brad. Brad, you're pitching off. Brad. You're pitching off the airstream here. You're too tense and too tight, Brad. You just need to relax." Bullshit. Brad, it's because you haven't gone through the process to build these chops correctly, Brad. That is the reason. It has nothing to freaking do with your air. You heard me play magnificently up in the upper register on tremendously large equipment with no air, or almost no air. Horrible, horrible technique, no air. Yet I can still get up there. It's about the chops, and it's not about cherry picking a technique from me, cherry picking a technique from that YouTuber, cherry picking a technique from that person, looking at how so-and-so, maybe you're looking at Wayne Bergeron, you're going, wow, okay, he uses the Wayne Bergeron mouthpiece. Woo. He's playing on his Wayne Bergeron, whatever Yamaha, whatever he plays on. I see that he plays a little bit like, oh, he plays over there. I'm going to cut. No. Dead end. You're not going anywhere by doing that kind of crap. For me, it's kind of laughable to see people, especially when I've gotten comments from people. I can look down at the comments. I got hundreds of thousands of comments. It appears all over my videos. And when I check, every now and then I'll sporadically check on you people. Someone that commented a year ago about, "Hey Kurt, you know, I play on a Schilke 14A 4A, but I was wondering, is a Yamaha 14A 4A the same? I'm just having trouble getting a high C." I give them my advice about, it's probably your chops, baby. Probably not the mouthpiece. Now I'll go back and check on you folks, and I'll click on someone like that. If they got a video that they put up recently and they're sucking balls, I'm like, I told this person a year ago what to do. I gave them the advice. And for some reason, they're hard-headed. Can you hear that? They're hard-headed. And for over a year, they're doing that crap of, let's look at this guy's video. He's got a pretty good technique. Ooh, he said, don't use too much pressure. Hold your horn like this and hold it like this and try to play with no pressure. You have to go through the process. You have to spend time. You have to spend money with the right individual. I'm Kurt Thompson. Rewatch this video, TRUMPETSIZZLE.com. Best of luck for the upcoming playing season, marching band season, and everything else. I'll see you in the next one.